see me, but yeah, we probably for the first time we can leave with screen capture. Okay, so any questions about the course? I made a special file which I will share to the chat. That's the file for the questions. If you come up with any question and any time of the day, you don't need to wait till till the streaming Q&A session. You can go to that file and document your question. Just leave it here, and I will either answer it in writing if it's short. If it's long, I will answer it on the next Q&A session. So I will, on every Q&A session, I will check that file and I will see if there are any questions, and I will answer them with the first priority. Also, on the same link, I put some example of the questions so that you will know what the format can be. Also, on that link, later in the course, we will practice accounting entry. And part of that practice will be you doing, like, inventing, coming up with your own accounting entries. And I encourage you to post those here. I will review what's posted, and I will fix the entries if needed. In that way, we will have an access to a big database of accounting entries. And if you come up with some question regarding the entry, you will be able to enter into that file and search using the auto filter. I will establish an auto filter right now. Data, create a filter. So you will be able to search some like cash. Okay. So you will be able to filter everything with cache and find the entry you need. Thanks, Inna. I will switch to accounting careers in probably 10 minutes. That's supposed to be the second part of that Q&A. But if we run out of questions, I will switch to accounting careers immediately. And the third, oh wow, we have several people entered their goals on the study goals worksheet. That's great. Thank you. It was unexpected. I didn't see any questions, but I see that people already planned their study. That's great. I can say you very responsibly, and I did a lot of accounting studying, and it is much easier to study when you have an end goal in mind, because it's just you is there an echo again? Okay, great. No echo. So we have people completed their goals here. That's probably all for Q&A session. Let's see, no questions. No questions. So we can switch to accounting careers, right? Um, okay. Okay, you probably can go to the course folder and open soft skills, open module 0 and go to the file with that table. I advise you to have course materials open during the live stream. Let me I will copy the table here, and these materials, they will stay in the course forever, and you will have an access. You will have an access to materials every time. I will see how can I improve the quality of streaming. Okay, here are the links, and in that table I summarized your career journey if you decide to go into accounting, and there are several fields where you can start, several different pathways, but your career ladder will look more or less the same, and the time it takes to progress in your career will be more or less comparable between the different paths that you will choose. I would only say if you go like Big Four or bigger accounting firms, you will progress like automatically because they have an approach called up or out, which means if you acquired enough skills to be promoted to the next level over 2, 3, 4 years, they will promote you. And if you stuck at your current level and you don't develop for the next level, they will most likely ask you to prepare to leave. They will help to find you a job, and they will kind of support. It's not that evil as it sounds. They will not just fire you right away, but that can happen too. You kind of always be prepared for that, but they provide a great experience for your resume, and usually people employees understand that it's time for them to leave, and they leave. Thank you. Yeah, you will be able to watch that in recording. And on that stream, on that first session, we will not be doing homework. We will be doing homework on a later session. And around 10:50, or if we run out of questions, we will have a break, 10 or 15 minutes break. And over that break, I will try to restart the streaming and see if I can get it in a better quality. Okay, so what do we have here? Usually accounting new hires are graduates of the universities, like bachelor's and master's degree. Sometimes some people start from like some bookkeeping courses and acquire relevant skills during the job. But I would say it is the hardest path, and it will take you a long time to go over all the steps of career ladder. I personally know people who achieved like higher level positions in accounting and finance, like company controllers, CFOs, senior accountants, accounting managers, without degrees in accounting or similar field. But it took them more years than it would usually take if you have a degree in the field. And the same works for CPA. If you want to work in accounting firm, in specialized accounting firm, they will force you to get a CPA around here on your second, third, fourth, fifth year of working in the firm. Okay, we got a team question. Sorry for interrupting, but teams are a part of that Q&A. To join a team, you go to course folder and go to how to form a team spreadsheet, and here you put your name in the team you wanted to join. The situation with team is interesting. We don't have much people willing to do C for all. Everyone wants to be just senior accountant. And I will manually adjust the teams. So I thought we will have 4 team accountants, but whoever wasn't assigned to a team, like we have several people here, I will reassign them to existing firms. It's nice that people put some information about themselves in here, because the network, I will tell you honestly, network is a big deal in every job, and it is a big deal in accounting too. And just a few numbers from statistics. It is not a formalized research, but an average expectation is that about 90% of the new positions are filled either internally or through network, and only like 10% of positions are filled with outside candidates without any connection to the company. It sounds a bit radical, and maybe it's just a bit exaggerated, but even if it's 75 to 25, then it is enough to realize that network is a big deal. And I encourage you to be, I know that might be uncomfortable, but I'm encouraging you to be a bit open to connections and try different methods to connect. Someone in networking, someone needs to make a first step. Don't think that every person you are reaching out is kind of closed to the networking and will kind of react negatively to it. Most of the time they will be open to new connection, and they will be open to just getting know each other, because humans are social beings, and we need to connect, and the connection with a new person is in average, or most of the time, it's a positive experience for both parties, unless any party is doing some strange, unacceptable stuff. So be open to it. Don't be afraid. Just remember, not to engage in any scam or suspicious operations. I don't think there are any villains in our course. I don't think villains wants to learn accounting, but there are some bad accountants too. But overall, be open to networking, and thanks everyone who decided to be part of the teamwork. Let's go back to accounting careers. Okay, just a second. I will share the link to that too. But I advise you to navigate through the course folder and open and check what we have in the files. Okay, it works. Later we will talk about Teams more, and I will do email updates and Messenger and Telegram updates about how we can reach out to each other in the team, and how we can when we need to start doing the teamwork, and everything in the course. I will give a chance for everyone to catch up. I will not implement strict deadlines for teamwork or for homework, because I understand that it's not a university environment. Everyone has their own commitments. I will encourage you, just for the sake of the continuous learning, to do homework timely, so that more knowledge will stick to you. But I will not penalize anyone for being late or not doing homework on time. Okay, accounting careers. So what's the best of the best pathways in the accounting careers? And when I say best of the best, I mean more, let's say, best of the best for the income purposes. So you want to earn the most money in accounting, and there are several pathways to that. And the best outcome is usually when you go to a Big Four company after university. So you graduated from a college, and you have a good or excellent academic record, and you go and you progress over the years, and at some time, preferably here, you can switch to a corporate job. So I will highlight I will highlight with green. So usually these people earn the most money. It is not the best in terms of homework balance. The people in Big Four and similarly in bigger accounting firms, they work some long hours, like 50, 60, 70-hour weeks. And so you work through that, and then you probably either go here or you stay in the firm till make it partner. And partners sometimes and CFOs also work longer than usual hours. So that is the most profitable career. Of course, you can start your own business and you can scale that, but the chances of success, I would say, are lower than if you stay in the corporate. You Most people will end up making average salary in your own business. Some people at the end can be better than if they stayed in the corporate, but if we take the percentage of such people, it will not be a good deal. I mean, I will not bet on that. So if I start my own bookkeeping business, I don't think I will over the course of my remaining life that I will make more money compared than if I stay in this position. And the second extreme is what to do if you want to have the best work-life balance. And for the work-life balance, I will either start in Big Four, spend several years there. It will be hard years, but then I will switch to corporation and will stick around these levels because probably the best work-life balance it is somewhere around here. Usually in the mid-management positions in the corporations, you can happily live with 40-hour week, and taking into account the bureaucracy of the corporation, and depending on the business cycle of that corporation, it can have excessive stuff, which means that your effective working hours, the amount of work you actually have to do, will be notably lower than 40 hours per week. VP, controller, CFO, CEO levels, most of the time, with rare exceptions, it will require you to overwork. It will be like 80 hours a week. Someone might think that owning own business in bookkeeping might be a good work-life balance. It can be in some circumstances when you have a few high-paying clients in some niche. Sorry, HW, is it homework? Oh, you mean how much homework is expected for the course? So if you run your own bookkeeping business, the only way you can have a good work-life balance is when you take some highly profitable niche, some very niche skill, which you and only a few other people in your region or country can do, and you have high-paying clients in that niche, and you only do that this way. That way, you can end up somewhere here with good hours. But most of the time, bookkeeping and accounting is pretty competitive business. And what you end up with is you will work in your business 40 hours per week doing the actual work, and then you will have to work 40 hours on your business, acquiring new client, hiring employee, establishing processes. And that game is not for everyone. And it is just if you enjoy building your own business, and if that thing in itself brings you some pleasure, then it's probably a worth trying for you to run your own business. Regarding homework, regarding homework, I expect homework to be more or less flexible, and I will not try to force you to work on homework more than 1 or 2 hours per week. Most of the time, it should take less than that. For example, on the next week homework, I will ask you to come up with about 20 accounting entries, but you will not have to do all 20, or you can come up with 20 over the several weeks after the next week, or when we build our entry database, I totally allow that. You can look at someone else's entry and you can just modify it. So if someone else says that his entry is for selling some item for $5,000 and receiving cash, then you can say, okay, my entry will be selling something else for $6,000. And I believe that though it may sound like pleasurizing, some knowledge will still stick with you if you just do kind of copy-paste work. But you need to make it, through your own mind, not just copy-pasting it. So I do not expect to give you any tasks which will require you to work more than 1 hour per week. Hopefully that answers your question, and we can get back to careers. So that's the problem with your own business, is that you work standard hours in your business and then you work extra hours on your business just to develop it and keep everything running. Local business CPA firm, I would say it is somewhat similar to a corporate job than to a big four or bigger accounting firms. It can also be similar to these two, but I would just consider it closer to a corporate job, and you usually can get some reasonable hours there, but it will also be, the pay will be lower probably compared to bigger accounting firms and corporations, in average. And bookkeeping, if you talk about bookkeeping, it also competes with a lot of people on the sites like Upwork. So it will be pretty competitive in terms of outsourcing. And the only way these firms exist is because of the personal connections of the owners or partners of the firm. And that means that your work stability will depend strictly on the performance of the partners of that firm. In bigger firm and big four, the risks are usually spread over many partners in these companies, and they also have a big corporate clients whom they serve, like a big portfolios of clients. So risks related to these firms is only like minimal, and it mostly comes with accounting scandals, like the one we had with Enron, which led to destruction of Arthur Andersen. So Big Four was once Big Five, and in early 2000s, Arthur Andersen was auditing Enron, and because of the fraud, it was closed down. let's say, do you have any questions about accounting careers? Another document in the folder related to accounting is about how you develop to the next steps in your career. So first of all, you need to identify your starting point in your career. Like, do you have a graduate degrees, bachelor's or master's? Is your education enough to get a CPA in the future? And based on that, you can either go to local bookkeeping firm, you can go to corporation, or you can try to start your own freelance bookkeeping firm, which I don't actually advise you to do if you have zero experience. The people I interviewed with who have gone that way, who started their own bookkeeping, they spent at least few years working on someone else's bookkeeping firm, and that after several years, when they thought they got enough experience and they see how the other firm acquired clients, what are the main transactions, they went on their own journey. So you do take stocks of your skills, assess yourself against others. To assess yourselves against others or against the requirements of the position you want, you just go to LinkedIn or Indeed and you just enter entry-level accounting or entry-level bookkeeping. You can search by your location and you check what requirements those companies have. So if I go here and I went to the LinkedIn, okay, I'm not signed in on that computer. Okay, I can try to do that with my email. Okay, I probably not able to do that, but we will be able to follow up on that on this evening session. Let's see, do you have any questions so far about accounting career? You can, if I'm not able to answer your question, you can always post a question in the Q&A file. And once I get several questions on the career topic, I can do a separate session on that. And the last thing to consider in your career, let me just add some size here so you can see it better. On every career, you have somewhat of a cycle which helps you to grow and to acquire new skills and get the new positions, new higher positions, which provide either better pay or better work-life balance, better work hours with the same pay or better hours with better pay. So your first step is getting a position. It can be starting position or it can be your current position. And then you will go to LinkedIn or Indeed and you evaluate what you need to learn. Or you can also watch your supervisor or your boss, whoever is on the second level in the company you work for. And if you see that you need to learn something, if you need new skills to get that positions, you go and try to find a way to learn those skills. You go into the seminars, or you just start by Googling where you can get those skills. And that will help you to have a stronger positions on the interview. And then when you think you are ready, you either assess if you can grow in your company. That can happen if your company grows and if they transfer employees internally to the new businesses to higher roles, or if your supervisor, a person on the next level compared to you, if they plan to leave or plan to retire, then you are good to go. You can stay with the company and grow with the company. But you need to somehow let your supervisors know that you want to grow. You don't need to say it directly. You kind of need to be diplomatic and accurate in your expressions, but you need to show them that you are learning new skills and that your competency is growing. So you kind of doing your current job good and you learned new skills. And if something doesn't work within your current company, like you learned new skill, you think you are qualified for the next level, but nothing happens, then to grow, you have to go apply for positions you want in other companies within your industry and maybe in similar industry. And in doing so, you should not be afraid to go to job interviews. If you know, like software engineers and programmers, they go to interviews just to practice interview skills. And you can do somewhat the same in accounting, because you will never get prepared enough for the interview just by Googling. Just from Google, you can Google what are interview questions, what people are looking for, what HRs are asking on the interview, how to pass the interview. But you need to start going to interview. You can select some companies where you don't actually want to work much, and you can apply for that job, and you need to prepare your questions which you want to ask an employer, and you need to prepare to be able to ask for feedback, like if they rejected your CV, why they rejected it, if they invited you for the interview and you went to the interview and everything felt fine for some time, but at the end they rejected you. You need to be able to write them a polite email asking, okay, what areas should I work on, what are my weak points, what are my strong points. Just you need to get the maximum out of that interview to prepare yourself better for the next interview. That's the strategy. And it works somewhat similar with bookkeeping, with owning your own business. It's just you learn how to serve your current clients better, how to charge them based on better value, how to charge them higher fees. And if they don't want anything higher value and they can stay on a low fee basis, you probably need to get either get rid of these clients and concentrate on higher value clients, or you can hire new employees to your company who will serve those clients and receive a fixed salary for that, and you will still keep some margin from that. But usually when you start, you get pretty low value clients paying you couple $100 per month, and they have only several transactions, and they usually don't grow with your company, and it will not probably, if you decide to grow your own business, sooner or later you will have to get rid of low value items, because low value clients, simple businesses, because it is really competitive field. Their alternative to you is going on Upwork and hiring some guys in India or Pakistan for $5-10 per hour to do the job. That's why if you run your own bookkeeping firms and you stay on the basic simple clients and providing them simple basic services, it will get pretty competitive there, and there will be no field to kind of provide better value and charge higher fees and get better work-life balance in that situation. Okay, we are coming to the end. I will end the stream now. The next stream will start in 10 minutes. If you have any questions left, or if you come up with any question during the next several months, feel free to enter that question into questions file, and I will answer that question on the next Q&A session. And I will also send the link to the next streaming by Messenger and email and Telegram when the next streaming is available. And I will try to fix the quality issue over that time. So let's take 5-10 minute break and let's meet again. Thank you, everyone.